Bonjour and welcome back to my channel. Claude here. Thank you for joining me for your Ancestor Messages Tarot reading. This is going to be a reading for the people born under the High Priestess card, the Strength card and the Judgment card. If you do not know what your Tarot Buff card is, or if you are interested in the decks I'm using, everything will be in the description box below. So as always, I ask that you please bear in mind those are general readings. I channel the energies of different ancestors, so if the message does not resonate with you, it's just not your message. With that being said, I hope you're doing well and that you had a good month so far, and without further ado, let's begin. So if you would like to connect to the energies of my deck, now's the time to take a couple of deep breaths whilst I shuffle it. So what do my querents born under the High Priestess, the Strength and the Judgment cards need to hear from their ancestors for their highest good, please? Okay, so the first energy is Amethyst, Wisdom. And the second one is Moonstone, Intuition. Okay, so obviously I'm going to clarify with the tarot, but I'm getting the message that there is a situation or relationship that requires you to really trust your gut, is what I'm hearing, and also that you have more wisdom within yourself than you are aware of, is what I'm hearing. And it's really strange because I normally can't see this on this card. It's the forests, all of the cards in this deck, but right now, right here, I can see, and I don't know if you can, but I can see a face with the nose right there, and I have never ever seen that before. And to me, this is your ancestors looking down on you, protecting you, even maybe giving you downloads, which is coming out as wisdom, you know, things that they've experienced, and they can help you in the situation. And they're asking you to trust your intuition, because when we get those downloads, sometimes it's not very clear and we may not believe it. We may just think that, you know, oh no, I'm just being silly. But this is, yeah, for someone out there, there's a message there. You're not being silly. Right, so let's see what other messages we have from this deck. And we have 29, shadow work. And 32, breaking free. Okay, so there is a need for you to look at something that maybe you have buried deeply, or that you have compartmentalized, whether this is something like a wound, something that's really hurt you so much that you just put it away, or something that you have feelings of guilt or shame about, is what I'm getting as a message. And please rest assured there is absolutely no judgment coming from me here when I'm mentioning that. And your ancestors are saying that you need to do the shadow work. In other words, you need to go within and observe the light and the dark within yourself, because there can't be dark without light and light without dark. And observe without judgment in order to process what needs to be processed, because this is what's going to release you. You see the card of breaking free, you see the ropes here that are tying you down, and this is how you get out of this, is by doing the shadow work, by going within and looking at something that may be uncomfortable for you, but there are pearls of wisdom from that, and your ancestors are really trying to get your attention to that. So can you clarify those messages for my querents, please? You know, this is card 29, which diminishes to 11, so number 2, which is your ruler number. And this is a card of duality, and I was really sensing that, the fact that yes, there is light and shadow, and the necessity to accept the shadow side, because it's not a bad side, but it is something that you need to look at, that maybe you are unwilling to, or maybe subconsciously you've just suppressed it, and this is the key to break free, to be released, and to be able to move forward. Let's see what we have with the tarot. So, the Nine of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords, 2 nines, 8 of Pentacles, and the Fool. Beautiful energy. Bottom of the deck, which is the energy at work that you may not be aware of, but definitely there, Ace of Cups. That's beautiful. Let's talk about this first. Brand new beginning, okay? We have the Fool and the Ace of Cups, and I will talk to you about that in a minute, obviously towards the end. But the Ace of Cups, the aces represent, you know, the beginning of the suit, so obviously the seed, the origin, but they hold the potential of the whole suit. Here we're seeing a new beginning that's to do with your emotional body, so that's to do with you feeling happy, feeling good in your own skin. That's not a phrase I normally use, but that's what I'm hearing, so I'll say it. This is the potential of being emotionally fulfilled. Beautiful thing, and it can be any kind of new beginning that's going to make you feel emotionally fulfilled, whatever emotional fulfillment looks like to you. So for some of you it may be a beautiful romantic relationship, you know, with a soulmate. It could also be having a child. It could also be having a job or a business, or working on a project that is so dear to your heart and you want an opportunity to start it. That could be all of that, okay? So obviously take what resonates. I hope you can see it. I know it's a bit squished, but let me move this here so you can see it. So we have the Nine of Pentacles and the Nine of Swords. Now, the Nine of Pentacles under the card of Wisdom shows me that you are somebody who is accomplished. 9 in the tarot represent achievement. Coins or pentacles is to do with the everyday life, so something to do with either your house, your home, your career, your financial assets, business, that kind of thing. So this is someone who's prosperous and abundant, who understands what it takes to get there, to get to that level of stability in their lives. This is somebody who has worked hard, has applied themselves, has been patient, and has seen the reward being prosperity and abundance. And also having enough for yourself so that you can save up, and also to be able to give to other people, whether we're talking financial resources or maybe even your time. You know, take what resonates. But this is somebody who has wisdom, obviously, because you've been through it, and you cannot get to this level of stability in your life without having gained wisdom. But there is something that has been buried. I keep on hearing that something's been buried, something, whether it's guilt, shame regarding a decision you made or something you did, or whether it is a deep wound, something that occurred to you, that happened to you, and it was so painful that you couldn't face it, so you just put it in a drawer, locked it, and threw away the key. That's what they're saying. This needs to... it needs to be dealt with, because the Nine of Swords is a very heavy mental energy. It is having negative thoughts. It is being the prey of anxiety, stress, worries. To me, the card of the Nine of Swords is, I call it the courage card, because when it appears in the reading, it is basically saying, beware, this is what's happening, you're going down the rabbit hole. And this is a card that's saying to you, these are just thoughts, okay? And I challenge you to, for every negative scenario you have in your head, to try and find a more positive one. It's not always possible, but, you know, it's something to work towards. And if you can't stop the negative thoughts, if you can't stop being worried, anxious, whatever it is, you know, levels of apprehensions, you know, fears, depending on the severity of it, then ground yourself, practice mindfulness, do some kind of task and concentrate on it. Like, for instance, I always use this example because that's what I do the dishes and concentrate on the warmth of the water on your hand, the smell of the soap you're using, that kind of thing, because it stops the negative thoughts. And remember that what you put your focus on will eventually manifest. We are the creators of our lives, so do not succumb to this energy of thinking negatively. And with the shadow work that I mentioned, you know, I did say, you know, there's something that needs to occur. You need to do some work within yourself. They're saying that this is going to take time, okay? The Eight of Pentacles is a card that says you're going to have to apply yourself. You're going to have to work diligently. But it's also a card of skill. As you can tell, he's lined up all of his pentacles like that. He's proud of them. So this is saying that this is, for some of you, a work in progress, and you're already starting to see the results, because intuitively you've known for a while, for some of you, that you need to deal with it. You need to face up to it. You know, the Nine of Swords can also be facing up to your most inner fears and doubts. And this is saying that, you know, you have the skills for it. You may have even started to see the results of it, you know, the manifestation of it. But it is hard work. It's also requiring time and patience with yourself, mostly, you know, to be able to really deal with it, not just on the surface, but going within in the depth of it is what I'm seeing. And this, as I said to you, will bring about the release. You're going to get freedom, and there is nothing more free than the energy of the Fool in the Tarot, because it's a major arcana, so this is a big card, and the Fool represents a leap of faith, being on the verge of doing something, and, you know, do I jump or don't I? Now, if you jump, you've got this brand new beginning right there, okay, on the other side of it. Which you may not be aware of, as I said, because this is the underlying energy. But with the Fool energy, this is a call to embrace a childlike energy. In other words, you know, children, they everything is wonderful. They look at everything with a sense of awe because they have not been wounded or hurt yet. They don't come with baggage. The Fool always has very little baggage, and they'll take a risk because they're unaware that you can get wounded. Now, this is a call to embrace this kind of energy at this moment in time, to really throw yourself in and just take the risk. Now, again, you do you. I will never presume to tell you how to lead your life, but this is the message that I'm hearing loud and clear for you. So your ancestors are saying, you know, this is going to be the release for you. Just take the leap of faith, do this shadow work, because you have a brand new beginning coming up that you may not be aware of yet. So I'm going to grab this deck and get some final messages for you. Okay, there was one here, I'll take that. All right. And I'll take this one. So let me put it away so we have some space. Okay, so the first one, which was a jumper, so definitely taking it. We have full moon in Scorpio. Breathe through the tension. Hope you can see it. So obviously Scorpio energy, water energy, to do with emotions and feelings that can be quite intense. And we have the Nine of Swords here. It jumped right on the Nine of Swords. Breathe through the tension. In other words, breathe through the stress, the worries, the apprehension. Trust your intuition. Listen to the downloads you're getting from your ancestors, because they will guide you through this shadow work, this thing that you need to face and deal with. They will be there for you, but you need to make sure that you breathe through it. As I did mention, practice mindfulness. You know, be in the moment, do some breathing exercises or something like that, because it will help break down that cycle of negative thoughts or just being completely paralyzed by apprehension, stress, worries, anxiety, whatever you want to call that. And the next and final card, we have a new moon in Pisces, attuned to the divine. Again, I was getting this message very clearly that they're trying to give you some downloads, some wisdom. They're trying to help you. I mentioned the face here in the card, which I've never seen before. They're asking you to free your mind, to be available so they can guide you. So if you like meditating, now is a good time to do that. You're going to get some very powerful downloads and messages from them. If meditation is not for you, maybe practicing some yoga, going on walks in nature, wherever nature is for you, whether it's by the sea, in the mountain, a park, a forest, whatever the case may be. Just make sure that you give yourself time with yourself, with your thoughts. Switch off from social media and constant phone interruptions, whether they're messages or phone calls and so on. Give yourself time to just be and be connected to your higher self, and they will be able to guide you through that. Just make yourself available is what they're saying. So I hope you've enjoyed the journey of the cards with me. If you found this message helpful in any ways, do let me know in the comment box below. I'd love to hear from you. As always, I thank you for your time. It's your most precious commodity. I am truly humbled you chose to spend it with me. I wish you a wonderful end of the month, and I'll see you again very soon. Until next time, au revoir.